Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's me, Sonny Fernandez, and I'm back with another video review.
Long time no speak.
Now, I haven't done one of these in a really long time because I've been really busy lately. You know, I got 2 kids, I'm moving into a new house, I've been working on Lakeville event. Mostly, I've been working on Lakeville event. But, I'm back now. And this isn't just any regular video review. This is a very special occasion. I mean, this is a big fucking deal here. Because tonight, we're going to be reviewing Nightbreed. Huh? No, not this motherfucker. This is old fucking shit here. No, we reviewing Nightbreed. This is the brand new edition from Scream Factory. And this is a big fucking deal because a lot of people have been waiting a really long time to watch this. Now, first off, let me tell you about Nightbreed. I love Nightbreed. It's one of my favorite movies. I saw it at a very young age and it blew my mind. It influences just about everything I do in some way or another subconsciously. You know, it's always back there because it's just one of those movies that if you really saw it at a young age, it changed your life. It's from Clive Barkers, you know, it's the second movie he did. He was coming off of Hellraiser, which was a huge success, so of course they're going to let him do whatever he wants. And he chose to do Cabal, you know, the short story that he did. I mean, it's a fantastic movie, but it was cut down a lot. I think the original cut was something like 2.5 hours, and they cut it down like an hour and a half.
Jesus, they weren't taking any chances.
He always said the biggest problem the studio had with it was that the monsters are the good guys and the humans are the bad guys. There was all this legendary footage out there, and he thought it was lost for years, and of course it turned up, and people have been waiting years to see it. Now, for a while there, they were taking it around and they were showing the Cabal cut. The Cabal cut is basically just all the footage shoved in together. That's not what this is, though. This is an actual director's cut. This is all the Cabal footage put together and cut up proper right. It's Clive Barker's true vision.
I have to see.
Now, the thing about a director's cut is, I don't really like director's cuts that much. I mean, more often than not, I much more prefer the original version of the movie.
What did you just say?
I mean, I prefer the original cut of Aliens. I prefer the original cut of Blade Runner. They released like 50 fucking cuts of that. The original cut is fine. I was very excited for the Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, the producer's cut that came out. There's another big deal that Scream Factory did. I hated it. I thought it was fucking stupid. You gotta stop Michael Myers with a bunch of fucking rocks and a word. That's almost as bad as Busta Rhymes Kung Fu-ing him. Fucker. I said almost. It wasn't as bad, but it's pretty fucking bad. Anyway, we're not talking about that motherfucker right now. We're talking about Nightbreed. The point is, I usually don't like director's cuts. That's why I made sure I got the theatrical cut along with the director's cut. I mean, I don't know. It might just be me because I get so attached to the original material that when they add new shit, it adds new shit to the movie. I don't fucking like it. Nightbreed was a fantastic movie, and there was a lot of mythology behind it. And a lot of people don't know this, but there was actually a Nightbreed comic book released.
I'm going to show them to you.
And the comic book series that followed the original movie arc actually had all the cut stuff. So I actually was very familiar with most of the stuff from the director's cut. Now, they had some really great storylines in there, but unfortunately it got canceled before they could really get into the good stuff. And it's a shame because Nightbreed really is a setup for a bigger thing. I always thought that. It's one of those movies that pisses you off because they never made a sequel to it. And it's almost the first half of a story. He never even wrote a fucking sequel to it. Clive Barker, man, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm Clive Barker.
You're gonna create this great beginning and not give us anything else to it. And what the fuck? You had to have some kind of original idea in your head when you wrote the fucking thing, but whatever. I mean, he's old now. I'm sure he ain't worried about it. He's moving on to other shit. For those of you who don't know what the fuck Nightbreed is, if this is your first time ever hearing about this movie, you should probably see it before you watch the video. But then, no, fuck that. Just get and watch this motherfucker. The movie is about a guy named Boone, and he's kind of like a 1950s old school. He's got the black leather jacket and a white shirt and a cool hair. He probably rides a motorbike. We don't see him ride a motorbike, but I bet you he rides a motherfucking motorbike because he's got the black jacket and shit. And his girlfriend, Lori. Now, Lori is a very quiet, kind of bookish girl. What the fuck? Okay. I didn't fucking see that coming. That's one of the things they changed. Lori, you know, it was probably just my assumptions because Lori doesn't have a lot to say, so she just seems like a kind of quiet girl. This changes that whole fucking perception around her. I mean, she's no longer a quiet girl. She's a fucking loud singing a country redneck crazy cowboy bar. I mean, what the fuck did that come? Where does that come from? Country singer. You know, they changed a lot of stuff in the beginning, you know. There's this scene of them kissing that adds a lot to the movie.
I gotta get to rehearsal.
Oh, see my baby sing, huh? Got one more card in.
I'm not gonna be home. So, why don't you meet me at the club? And we'll go to my place from there.
Motherfuckers get a fucking room. It really doesn't add a lot to the movie. I mean, they're in love. We know this. We don't need to see them kissing for 5 minutes to know this. We don't need to know that Laurie sings at a country western bar. Craig Sheffer plays Boom. You probably know him from Bones and Angel. Wait, that's not him? David Bo... Oh, motherfucker looks like him. Anyway, Boone is seeing this creepy psychiatrist named Decker, played amazingly by David Cronenberg, famous director himself. You don't know who the fuck he is while you're watching this video.
They wanted to know if any of my patients was capable of doing what's in those photographs.
David Cronenberg gives a just plain iconic performance here. I mean, so far as I'm concerned, this is one of the great movie monsters. Amazing mask. Starts off by murdering the whole family. I mean, holy shit. David Cronenberg has Boone thinking that he murdered all these people. You know, of course he didn't. He's just setting them up. And here's where another thing that comes in. There's all this talk about Midian at the beginning of the movie, but we really don't get any information behind it. Again, I was hoping the director's cut was going to elaborate on this, but it doesn't. It pretty much stays the exact same as the theatrical cut. You heard about Midian from Friends? It's a place where the monsters go.
It's true. Everything's true.
We get more time with him getting drugged up. In the movie, it happened like that. Here, they take a little time explaining it, but I don't really think it needed to be explained. I mean, Decker gave him some drugs. He took them, stumbled in front of a fucking truck. What else do you need to know? Go over to the hospital, the cops are gonna show up. Meets this guy named Narcissus, who has these really cool razor blades on the stomach. He cuts his face off. So he runs off to Midian. He runs in a pelican and gets...
God's an astronaut. Oz is over the rainbow. The Midian's where the monsters live.
He gets bit, and this turns him into a Nightbreed. He comes back in the hospital, jumps out the window, and Laurie sets off to find him, and he disappears for a large chunk of the movie. You know, he shows up here, where he goes through some kind of weird baptism, acceptance thing. See, this kind of shit I'm talking about. It doesn't really explain what the fuck is going on here. What would have happened if he wouldn't have got accepted? Would like the hand have like gone into his chest? Would he have died? I mean, I love how everybody's like all proud of him and shit. Yeah, good job. Lylesburg, who's played by Doug Bradley, and I did not know that until I got this one. Because he's got so much makeup on, you can't recognize him, and he dumped in his voice, but his voice is back here, which is really cool.
Are you prepared to be judged by the god?
Anyway, Decker goes to kill Laurie, and Boone comes up, and everybody's like, no, you can't do that, because if humans see it, you're gonna fuck up our whole, we got a good situation going on here. We Midian, we kick back with the titty bitch. You know, we read books, we, you know, play our drums and shit. You go up there and tell the humans about us, we're fucked. But Boone's like, that's my girl, I'm gonna get her. I'm a 1950s race car driver. I'm gonna go get her. So he goes up there and says, and Decker sees him. Narcissus, something happened between Narcissus and Decker. That's not really explained either.
Remember me, Doctor? I was dying when you had your way with me. You made me give up my secrets when I was feeling particularly vulnerable.
What the fuck did Decker do to him? He already sliced his face off. I mean, what did Decker, you cut his dick off? What the fuck did he do to get information out of him? Anyway, I mean, it's really weird because Narcissus is like gonna rape Laurie right there. If not for Narcissus being a fucking pervert rapist guy. I mean, if he wouldn't have did that shit, Boone would have got Decker and the rest of the fucking movie wouldn't happen. So really, it's Narcissus' fault that Midian gets taken down, not Boone.
I wasn't gonna hurt her. I only wanted to keep her warm.
But once we finally do get to Midian, though, there are a few more monsters, and it's amazing. Midian has never looked better on Blu-ray. You get to see much more detail, you get to see the monsters, and these monsters are actually amazing. I mean, that's one of the great things about Nightbreed, are the monsters. They do such a good job, they're so creative. There's never really been anything else like it that was able to do this kind of variety. But as cool as it is, it doesn't really add anything to the film. It's just cool to see it. It's cool that it's there, you know, and that's great. But, you know, if you want more origin, you don't get it. It's not in here. So far, the movie is pretty much like it was before. We just got more stuff in the beginning and little bits here and there. Now, it's the last half of the movie where things really kick in a high gear and where all the changes really start happening.
You been up to Midian? Kind of smelled like you had.
Most information we get out of Midian comes from this old guy right here again, who does a fantastic job. He's not in the movie much, just like a lot of these people aren't in the movie much. You remember every character you see in this movie. You know, they're always stuck at the drum guy, boom, 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 boom. The weird guy with the nipples and the tattoos. I don't fucking know. I mean, you remember the big guy with the tentacles that came around his neck? I was surprised at how little he's in the actual movie. I remember him being in there a lot more than that. You know, the porcupine bitch with the, you know, she's all freaky looking, but you still want to have sex with her. I mean, she's not really in the movie that much. You really wanted to find out more about her. And that was one thing I was hoping the director's cut was going to do, was give us more information on these monsters, more of more Midian. You know, you really want more Midian with this kind of movie, because it never feels like we spend enough time there. You know, so that's one thing I was hoping with the director's cut, to get more Midian, to get more information about the monsters, about the mythology behind Midian.
Oh, God.
What the fuck is that bitch eating? That shit is nasty. What the? Some kind of cream donut? Fucking. Ugh. Kill a whole fucking hotel. How did fucking kill a whole fucking hotel? He kills a whole fucking hotel. He murders everybody in this fucking hotel. And I love this part where he walks in. He murdered all these motherfuckers without dropping that house of cards. And that's some gangster ass shit. I mean, this motherfucker's a ninja. How did he kill everybody in this fucking hotel? How did he kill all these people? He's badass. You know? Same thing happened with Michael Myers in Halloween 4 too. He kills a whole police station. Fucking Michael Myers, he walks. He doesn't run. He doesn't even throw shit. He's Michael Myers. He just stabs. How the fuck did he kill a whole police station? I would have loved to see that scene. It's like I would have loved to see this scene. They could have took 10 minutes out. They could have stopped the movie for 10 minutes and showed Decker going around killing this whole fucking hotel room. I want to see that shit. Clive Barker, where's that cut footage at? Anyway.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
One of the things that Clive Barker always said was that the studio didn't really understand the movie, that the monsters were supposed to be the heroes. I thought that got across fine on the theatrical cut. I never really questioned that. I always knew the monsters were supposed to be the heroes. And I don't think there's really nothing done in this that really changes that, except for a scene where the humans are getting ready to go with their big ambush on Midian. There was like a 5-minute scene where they're picking out guns.
For the sportsmen in the crowd, we carry this handy pump-action Frenchie eliminator.
But it's so over the top, it almost gets funny. There's this shit here. What the fuck is that supposed to be? I mean, that just goes a little silly. It goes a little extreme. What the fuck did she do to him? Like, shoot fucking smoke acid down his throat? And what the fuck happens there?
Jesus, Reverend, not there. We've got claymores planted in the undergrowth.
You know, there's an all-out attack on Midian. It all pretty much plays out the same. There's an extra scene in there, which I thought felt kind of flat. One fucking thing that really bothered me though, that I don't understand, the priest in this one they add a little bit more extra to him. And right in the middle of the battle, the priest wants to see Baphomet. So Boone stops in the middle of this giant war and brings the priest in the Midian to see Baphomet in the middle of all this. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
We don't like priests here. Get out. Run! No. I have to see. Take me with you.
You find out Narcissus' fate, you know, that was never in the original film. I always love the part of his card. The fucking card still stays on him. And he's like, pull out the knife.
Pull the knife out.
Oh, I always loved that. I just fucking thought that was the funniest part of the whole film. For whatever reason, I don't know if anybody else. If you found that funny too, let me know in the comments, because I always found that fucking part mind-blowing. This is my biggest problem with the movie, is this ending, the last scene. In the original, we got this really great scene where Decker comes back, which was really cool because he was such a big integral part of the movie. It was amazing. You know, the priest brings him back and he's really pissed off and angry, and this is just a fantastic fucking ending. This new ending is kind of lame.
History.
The priest sounds pretty fucking bored, actually. Like he's tired of being in the movie.
Learning that.
Ingerman, as much as he is a cool character, we do get to see him die. And it's not a very great death, though. I mean, it just kind of happened. Charles Hayde plays him, and he does a fantastic job. I mean, he's so over the top. He's almost over the top as the guy from Day to Dead. Almost.
Jesus Christ!
Are you saying he's dead?
Not lying down dead, my friend. Walking around in my fucking cell
But
dead.
even though he gives such a great performance, the movie was really more about Decker and Boone, so it makes more sense that Decker comes back at the end. I mean, what the fuck do we care about that sheriff for? But there is more stuff with Laurie and Boone, and this stuff is great. And it was actually in the original comic book, so I kind of knew about it, but it was great seeing it played out, and it's beautiful, it's very well done. It should have been kept in the movie in the first place.
I belong to the breed now.
And make me belong too.
And there's more explanation at the end, too, as to what exactly Boone is supposed to do and who he is.
You must rebuild what you destroyed.
And it is nice to get all these changes in there and see all this stuff, but you know, I just gotta say, I think the theatrical version, when compared to director's cut, is a little better.
I want a drink.
And that's just my opinion, though.
It's fabulous.
You know, because a lot of people might prefer this. They might prefer the little extra character development between Laurie and Boone in there. They might prefer this ending over the other one. You know, they might dig all this stuff. Me personally, though, I'll stick with the theatrical. But the thing is, though, both versions, it's still an awesome fucking movie. It's not like Halloween 6, where it's a shitty version no matter how you fucking cut it. I mean, both of those movies suck. One sucks more than the other one. Which one sucks more? Just your opinion. This movie isn't like that. It's an awesome fucking movie no matter which version you see. Is it worth the money, though? Well, that depends on how much you like Nightbreed. See, I love this motherfucker. I'm very glad I have the director's cut, and I'm very, very glad I watched it. You know, I mean, it gives you the whole different perspective on a movie. But if I'm going to watch it, I'm going to show it to people, I'm going to stick with the original theatrical cut. Just like I'll do with most movies. That's what I think. I think the director's cut, very interesting. Still very badass to see. But it just doesn't work for me. I'd much rather the theatrical version. The director's cut doesn't have anything that I really wanted to see anyway, so who gives a fuck? So I'm going to try to get one of these out at least once a month, maybe more. Next time, we're going to do one of my favorite horror movies from the 80s, and it is a remake, but it's one of the great remakes. I'll give you one hint. Go.
Nothing can stop it.
This town is in danger.